Love, 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 love. I'm Vonn Wilson, and this is another episode of Keep It Movin. Today I have with me a guest, James Khatab.
We're here.
Yes, indeed. It's Prosource Builders is his company. Been in the construction game for a minute now, early 2000s. Decided to go out on his own, 2009.
Yes, sir.
Got the game from his father. And he's here today to tell us about his legacy, how he's building it, what got him in the game, and how he's amassed this fortune that he has through his company, Prosource Builders.
Yes, sir.
They do multi-million-dollar renovations, new constructions, cabinetry.
Absolutely.
For some of the rich and ultra-wealthy here in the LA area.
Malibu, Pacific Palisades specifically.
Pacific Palisades.
My target market.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Amazing people, just like yourself.
Thank you, brother.
You know, high-level people,
Thank you.
high-level intelligence, high level of respect. You know, respect to you as well. You know how much I respect you, and I've respected you in the gym.
Thank you.
It came the moment I met you and I saw you in the gym. I didn't even meet you at that point, and I had a lot of respect for you just because of that. Again, that stealth mode you maintain in the gym was very, very impressive.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for having me in here.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Speaking on that stealth mode, that's what is important. It's important to have purpose. You know, I've been on the Keep It Movin mission for as long as I can remember. You know, get stuck in a situation, keep it moving. Trying to figure something out.
Hardest part of the day is keeping it moving.
Got to keep it moving, though. You know, you cannot ever allow yourself to languish in anything that's going to hold you back or keep you stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bruce Lee has a quote that he says, you have to be like water, flow.
Absolutely.
You never want to get stagnated. Just keep moving, flow.
Absolutely.
Now, when I go to the gym, speaking back on that stealth mode, I'm there with a purpose. I know what I need to do, and I'm out. You know, I don't mind networking. I'm not an antisocial, but I know what I'm there to do.
Absolutely.
You know,
very purposeful. I see that.
Yeah.
I don't see you dangling around. You're definitely point by point, on point.
Right.
And I respect that, and that's
right.
kind of what drew me to you, was like, this individual's got some focus. You know, he's focused, he's lean, he's clean, and he's mean. He's a mean machine.
Oh, man, you're far too kind.
Yeah, and so I respect that. I need that in my life. Others, I feel, need that. They need to elevate above where they're at, and they're intimidated by people like you. Mm-hmm. They're afraid of coming up and going, hey, how are you? How'd you do it? Mm-hmm. How'd you gain that success in your body and your lifestyle? And I want to be that person. I know I still fear it. Mm-hmm. And still, I want to be better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm at a level where, a lot haven't really been able to get to, but there's higher levels that, I'm ready for. I'm getting myself ready for.
All right, well, now hold on, James. Hold on, because you got an interesting story. You know, I mean, let's give credit where credit is due. You've done a lot. You've built yourself up, and, I've seen you build yourself up, too, the things that you've done in the gym as well. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that also attracted me to where you and I started having conversations because of like minds, and it happened organically. We just
like energy.
We hit it off, started having a conversation. I saw that you were building. I saw your transformation from going from a guy who had a little bit of extra poundage to a guy who leaned up and consistent and focused. One thing I could say about the gym, and I do videos on that occasionally and post them up while I was waiting to get the episode shot and get them posted to the channel. Mm-hmm. So I would do these videos and I would put them on the channel just to fill that gap in that space so that we get some traction going with the channel. Mm-hmm. And I spoke about that before, how it's important to take care of your health, eat well, exercise, find a regimen that works for you. I don't care what it is, 2 or 3 hours a day. Some people are fanatic like that. You don't need that, you know. 30 minutes, do a power walk, swim, something that you enjoy doing, but something you can be consistent and committed to.
Right.
And you have that, and I've seen that in you, and I like that. And I said,
and I don't believe it even when you tell me that, because I still lack the confidence. I still have, things to work on. Even though people see that in me, I still am working on seeing it in myself. And it was the hardest thing I ever did, was come in there fat and supple and then try to make myself better. It was the hardest thing I ever did.
You got to take your hat off, though, man. You got to pat yourself on the back. You got to reward yourself at the same time. Right. I post that a lot too. The 6 steps towards transformation. And one of them is to celebrate yourself, celebrate your accomplishments, celebrate your wins.
Cheers to
you
that.
got a lot to celebrate.
Here I am celebrating it with you.
Trust me.
Here I am.
I've seen the transformation, and you did it, and you made it happen. Yeah. Now, I want to touch on something. You came here when you were 3.
Yes, sir.
All right.
From Iran, yeah.
From Iran. Okay. And you guys, part of your story is in Colorado. Did you land in Colorado before you came to California, or where'd you guys first land?
I ended up going to Colorado after high school because it was kind of, the economy was kind of slow.
Okay.
So there were some opportunities out there, and I went out there for a few years, and it was amazing. Great success. I started Summit Construction out there, started a construction company out there called Summit Construction. It was a crazy story because there was somebody who owned that company but relapsed on their license, and I ended up taking the license, the name, and the name itself just gained me success and notoriety in the community. So I was kind of like gifted with these projects and these homes and these luxurious homes to like take care of and stuff. And again, luck, just I don't know if it's luck or energy, but yeah, that was my Colorado story. I lived in Esquina and out. I lived in the high country, and it was incredible. It was an incredible part of my life.
Okay. Now, you also grew up building tree houses in the backyard and doing Legos.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Playing in the mud. Mud houses.
Yeah, so you were kind of like prepared for the opportunity.
Yes, in a way.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you got the construction license as well, right? And you did some construction with your dad.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay.
I was dragged into construction every day by my hair, basically by my ear. Like it was, you had to go, you got to go. There's no choice. You're not staying home. It's summertime. You're going to get out there and you're going to work for the family, and that's what you're going to do.
Okay.
It wasn't like, oh, Dad, please, I didn't raise my hand for this. I didn't raise my hand at all. And at the time, I kind of I didn't really enjoy getting up and going to work, but when I got there, it was the people. It was the workers. Like just getting lunch with everybody was like the highlight of my day, sitting around with the workers and having that like brotherhood.
Okay.
And that's till today what resonates with me the most is being around my workers, having that lunch with them, seeing them all in flow state is the most incredible reward that I've ever, bigger than any big check that I've ever received, is that camaraderie that I have on the job site with the workers.
Nice.
Is hands down like the reward.
Okay.
That's the reward. Of course, the smile I put on the client's face, that's, of course, but
yeah, that's always fulfilling.
But being around my brothers, oh my God, people that rely on me, and I see them in flow state, I see them feeding their families, that's the reward.
So how many times do you touch base with your dad and say thank you?
Well, every day, because, God rest his soul, he's passed, and I thank him, absolutely. I thank him, for everything that he drugged me into, because he basically dragged me into it. I didn't have a choice. Yeah. And now it's the utmost thing that kind of resonates with me. It's like I have no life without construction. Like it will always be my my go-to.
Nice.
Like, I don't even think I'll retire from it. Maybe like not have to chase it so much eventually, but I don't think I'll ever stop doing it.
Have you always had this love for it?
No. No, I actually was like, please, universe, have me do something else. Teach me something else. And it refused. The universe refused to teach me something else. It kept me in here and said, no, this is your calling. This is what you're going to do. You're going to go out there and you're going to serve the people that need you the most. And you're going to learn the hardest lessons and the hardest ways to do that. I'm going to teach you the hard way. I'm going to teach you what it's like to grind from the bottom up and be able to serve the people that need you the most.
Speaking of the grinding from the bottom up, you and I had a conversation about your humble beginnings. You drove Uber trying to find the high-end clients.
Absolutely. So I was one, this is a crazy story. I don't tell anybody. This is probably, I tell some people, but I was one of the pioneers for Uber. When Uber was illegal, I was driving for Uber.
Okay.
And people, I would have the app. I got the app from Uber. They gave me a phone. So I was one of the pioneers. I would go to UCLA and pass out the promo codes. I would recruit drivers. At the time, Uber was paying $100 to recruit drivers. It was giving every new rider a $25 free ride. So I'd be passing out these cards, these promo cards, you know, hey, come sign up with the app and do the app. And people are like, are you crazy? I'm not getting in some stranger's car and getting a free ride. It was
kind of scary.
Yeah, it was scary. It was like, free ride? Are you crazy? Like, this guy's going to kill me or something like that, you know, something crazy. But, yeah, I was one of the pioneers. And I started that and I said, you know what? I'm a licensed guy. I'm a decorated guy. I got to do something with this, aside from my crazy story about being one of the pioneers of Uber. I did get arrested for doing Uber, by the way, illegally in California.
Oh, boy.
So I was one of those guys. But anyway, didn't stop me.
Okay.
You know, overcame that adversity. That was a pretty big punch, you know.
Oh, I can imagine. What did they end up
legal punch?
Did it turn into something like maybe a felony, a misdemeanor,
no.
doing some time?
No, everything was dismissed. It was
okay.
It was unlawful, whatever.
Okay.
So it was
just
all
a scary
dismissed.
time.
It was just, it was a big punch. I mean,
yeah.
I punched right in the gut. I was like, what?
Right.
I'm out here trying to hustle, grind. And people were so excited, you know, like, James, how do you gain this independence? I'm like, dog, sign up. If you sign up, I get $100. So sign up, please, gain your independence.
Of course.
So anyway, after that came to pass, back to the Uber story, I started saying, you know what? These are my favorite neighborhoods. Malibu and Pacific Palisades. I'm going to go to Malibu and Pacific Palisades, turn on my app, and meet the most amazing people and introduce my company. And so that's how it kind of started. I went. And, of course, at first people were like, nah, you know, like, I already have a contractor, this and that. But I'll hire you for the day to drive me around. I'm like, really? Sure, you got it. They're like, yeah, no, please meet me here at my house tomorrow. I'll pay you to drive around. Once they got to know me, I'm like, listen, man, I do a lot more than driving. I could build this thing for you. I could remodel your house for you. I can, you know, this is who I am. I'm a licensed guy. And so I got my first job. I actually got turned down a couple of times doing that. I love this adversity story. I asked this individual, I'm like, hey, would you take my business card? I do construction. She's like, oh, no, absolutely not. I only hire on Thumbtack. And at the time, I didn't know what Thumbtack was, but it was a service company. And I'm like, really? You only hire on? Okay, no problem, ma'am. Put my card back in my pocket and went that night and registered on Thumbtack. Probably less than 1 year later, I won Best Business on Thumbtack, which was a service-based company where I can provide my services.
Wow.
But I continued to still drive for Uber because I wanted the clientele.
So question on Thumbtack, do they give you this accolade based on your reviews from customers, or how do they track to give you that that honor?
So first you have to be licensed. Okay. So I did have that qualification. Then slowly, yes, you accumulated reviews. So one by one, I would take the calls. I would take any call. Some lady called me like, can you hang up a picture? I'm like, sure, I'm going to hang up a picture. Can you assemble a bike or a playground for my kids? And I'm like, playground? Oh my God, I can put a playground together. I can put a house together. Forget about a playground. So I put these playgrounds together and I hang these pictures, and then I got tile jobs and I got bathroom jobs, and started getting reviews, and then the reviews helped me get jobs. But once I won Best Business on there, I think it was just to get back at that lady because she turned me down and she punched me in the gut and said, you know what, no thanks. I don't hire people I don't know, and this and that.
Sure.
And I was just determined to overcome that door that slammed in my face. She slammed the door in my face. She's a nice lady,
Sure.
what I mean? Like, wasn't mean or anything like that, but she was like, no, thank you.
Well, you have to think in your business of construction, there are some horror stories with contractors, and
there are.
I can add to that because there was a time. Remember when the boom was in 2000 and I believe it's 2004 all the way up to 2008 when everything crashed, when the bubble burst.
Sure.
I used to flip. I buy and sell a few properties here and there, and it was so hard to find a reputable contractor that would actually do what he said he was going to do. Some of them even put it on paper, and you find yourself chasing them and to get the job done, and it just became stressful until I, ended up finding a couple of contractors that I can work with that were dependable and men of their word. So I can only imagine that's probably was part of her reasoning. Factor in a host of other things as well, but she was in the area that you ended up building your company in and establishing a lot of your clients, right?
Absolutely.
Did you ever see her again?
I never saw her again. No.
Okay.
Yeah, because I met her through the Uber app and all that.
Okay.
Stuff. Yeah. So. Okay. Everybody I've known has been stung by a contractor. Okay. Now.
What is that? Before you even go further, what is that all about? Why does that happen? And why is that happening?
My belief is that it's alignment. Okay. I think it stems from this system that you and I are working on about internal development, okay, and alignment. You and I aligned, okay? It wasn't that you needed me and I needed you. I didn't need you for anything. You didn't need me or anything other than for alignment.
Sure.
And so I think what happens is it's a communication problem. It's an energy and alignment problem. Listen, not everybody loves me. Not as much as I want to believe that everybody does.
That's life.
They don't, man.
Yeah.
And they don't want my services, and they don't want nothing to do with what I stand for and what I believe in. Now, there's other people that just praise me, and they're like, oh, my God, he's the best thing since sliced bread, And there's people like, he's not that impressive, to be honest with you. So I just think it's an alignment thing. And where you're at and what you need is an opportunity for me to provide that at that time.
Sure.
So I think it's timing. I think it's alignment. You could align with people at a certain time in your life and not align with people at a certain time in your life. My own family, they're developers. They develop projects. We don't align.
Okay.
So it's just an alignment thing. And then there's other people. I work for big dog people. Like, I'm not going to drop names, but they're big dog people. I met them once, but I met them through a referral. I was referred to them.
Sure.
Literally handed me the keys to their home, multi-million-dollar vineyard home in Malibu, after meeting me, and it was an alignment thing.
Alignment, yeah.
It was the energy that we were instantly attracted to one another, and we knew that I could do something for them, and I needed them as well.
Sure.
And so I don't know why there's so much miscommunication, but it's difficult. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I'm in people's utmost personal space, and that comes with a lot of responsibility. And that responsibility is a very fine line. Like, it could be broken at any point in time. Your behavior, your, I don't know, like your energy.
Sure.
It can get misaligned really quickly. And I think that's where things kind of can go south really quick.
Got it.
If you become misaligned. You don't understand people. You don't know them. They don't know you. And you're in their utmost personal space. You're in with their dog, with their kids, with their business.
Sure. Sure.
And it takes a lot. It takes a lot to maintain that, relation.
Especially you dealing with people who are rich and who
Super
have
wealthy,
a lot to lose, super wealthy.
Intelligent.
Yes.
Ultra
yes,
intelligent people.
Yes. Now, you have not always dealt with this clientele base. You've had some humble beginnings. So it's going back to the Uber, and you said, okay, this is where I want to be, Malibu, Pacific Palisades, et cetera, et cetera. And you found that, okay, I'm going to farm this area. This is where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
And you've been there since when?
It's been about 10 years.
10 years.
I want to say about 10
Nice.
years I've been marketing that, target marketing that area.
And this has been through Prosource Builders, or
Through
were you
Prosource.
independent at that time?
No, I've always had Prosource Builders, but we incorporated in 2019, so it looks like you got a new license. But because I went from sole proposition to corporation, it looked I had to get a whole new license under the corporation. So it was same Prosource Builders, but I went from Prosource Builders to Prosource Builders Incorporated. So, but yeah, my license opened up in 2008, but I want to say 19 is when I went incorporated. And after my accountant beating me every year going, James, do you want to really pay all these taxes? Man, go open the corporation. I'm like, nah. Finally.
You just didn't see it.
Just didn't see it.
Yeah.
Didn't see it.
Yeah.
But finally, the corporation is what set me free.
So 10 years.
About 10 years, yeah.
10 years you're in the business. 10 years of being in any business. I know just as well as you do, there are hurdles, there are things you overcome. It's not always a smooth ride.
Right.
There's moments where you may even feel like, what am I doing?
Every day almost.
Every day almost. Okay.
Almost every day.
Okay. What's the sustainability point? How do you keep it moving? How do you stay within your purpose?
I think it starts in the gym. I think it starts with the morning routine.
I like it.
It's self-development,
Yeah.
Who do I want to be is the question that I have to ask myself every morning. How am I better than I was yesterday? And who's this person I'm letting out the door this morning? And
This is all your self-talk.
this is all my self-talk.
Got it.
Every morning I work. It takes me, almost an hour to get out of the house just to get myself ready and prep to go to the gym. So when I go to the gym, I go to the gym to let go of stuff. I let go of that negative self-talk.
Nice.
I let go of self-doubt, the fear. I still till today with all the people that I have around me, all the clients that I have around me, I still fear knocking on that door and shaking hands with that next amazing person. Why? I don't know. I should have all the confidence in the world because of my history of gaining so much success, but I still have it.
It reminds me of a recording artist. I can't recall who it was who said that. They said, I still get nervous. And they're like a big artist. They said, I still get nervous when I hit the stage. But then once I get going, all that leaves me and I'm in my moment. I'm that artist that I know that I am. And then they just kill it from there. So it sounds to me like that may be something that may never leave you.
I hope not. I hope
that fear in the beginning of knocking on the door and getting going, it may never leave you.
I hope not, because it's what's
so you warranted. You live by it.
I know, as much as I want to get rid of it, it's like that's what structured me. That's what made me, was the fear.
Drives you.
It was the drive.
Keeps you in the pocket.
Yeah. And it's hard to admit that I need the pain. People need to be in pain. This is not a comfortable life. It's not made to be comfortable. But I got to let go of that in the morning. I got to tell myself, wait, dog, you grinded really hard last week, the week before that. That means you got to grind even harder. So when I say I got to get rid of shit in the morning, that's the shit I got to get rid of in the morning.
There you go.
It's because I know I have to be better today. I got to grind harder today. Otherwise, I'm going to be stagnant. I'm not going to keep moving.
Right.
I'm going to be right where I was.
Right.
And
sounds to me
that's
like you're speaking
work.
from experience. You may have tripped up on that a couple of times or somewhere in your life and said, this just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I got to do the opposite.
I got to do the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost every day I got to remind myself, keep it moving, because I don't want, I want to be. It's inherently, I think human beings want to be comfortable, but that's not.
Of course.
We want to be comfortable,
of
right?
Course.
Look at society; they're comfortable. They're comfortable where they're at. They don't want to face that person who goes and knocks on a door to somebody they don't know to gain a better life. They just want to be comfortable. They want to do what they've been doing. I was that person. I just wanted to do what I was doing, and I wanted to be left alone. That wasn't working, dog. I don't want that guy back.
You see, I got to shake this, huh?
Yeah, I'm not letting that dude back in the house. Yeah, I'm not letting that dude back in the house.
Yeah.
I'm plus I got to be a role model to my 20-year-old son.
Nice.
What am I going to tell him to do? I can't tell him, hey, well, son, you got to get out there and you got to grind and you got to hustle and you got to do this. And oh, really, dog? If I listen to you, I'm going to be where you're at? No, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and not listen to you.
Right.
I don't want that.
Is he in the business now, or is he still just going to school?
No, he's not in my business, but he's hustling in his own way. He's trying to figure his way out. And, kids will never fail to, they'll always fail to listen to you, but they will never fail to emulate you. I've learned this having a 20-year-old son. He emulates me. He's exactly like, and I hate it sometimes. And I'm like, he's the same stubborn son of a gun I was.
Right.
Because he never failed to emulate me.
Right.
But listening to me, I can give him all the guidance in the world, all the counseling, all the logic, all the reason. But does it work? Sure. No, but he's going to go, dog, I saw the way you acted. I see the way you act now. And he looks at me probably like, I'm a superhero. He's like, dog, you like in the gym with your shirt off and you got people around you and like you're lifting weights and your shoulders are broad and you walk around with your chest out, man. Like I respect that.
Right.
But
you've worked for that. So that's a testament to you're a builder.
I'm a builder.
And you not only build in your business, but you build in other areas of your life as well. And that's just a testament of what you do and what you can do when you put your mind to it and you apply what it is that and you do the work.
Right.
I want to touch back on that 10 years. What was one of the hardest and most difficult times in the business? And like you said, there's times when you felt like, I want to give up, or, this isn't working, and maybe even thought about a plan B. And how did you come out of that and keep it moving? And what was that moment that was so difficult for you?
Showing up broke.
Okay.
And not a lot of people will get on a mic and say I showed up broke. Showed up broke and fat and supple. Those were the hardest times of my life.
Okay.
Drinking.
In the business too, while you were doing the business.
Yeah, because that's who you are.
And it was affecting your business.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, that same businessman, the personal problems are the same businessman that's showing up to somebody's house. That dude that was drinking and that wasn't on the right path, which was me.
And what year was this?
I think it stems back. I mean, I've been working on it for a good decade.
Okay.
About a good decade. So drinking, going out, partying, didn't care what I ate, eating, my eating habits. Forget about drinking and this and that, but my eating habits. Who is this person that shows up to these multi-million-dollar homes, doesn't look like he takes care of himself, so why would they give me the business?
Right.
But when I show up fit, clean, and reasonable and logical, now that person is getting hired all the time.
So when did that transformation take place and you started to see that it was a benefit to you, not only personally, you're healthy now, you're eating better, you're working out, you're not drinking as much. I don't know if you still drink. Do you still consume here and there?
And once in a while,
right.
not as much as I used to.
Okay. So when you're not drinking as much, you're working out now. You're eating well. You're getting the proper rest.
Yeah.
Your mind is clear. Your focus is there. Business is changing. What year was that? And when did you recognize that it was transferring over to your business, and you started to notice was it an increase in clients? Was it bigger profits? What was it?
I honestly think that I don't think it's been more than 3 years.
Oh, wow.
I don't.
So you had a 7-year run of not really fulfilling your purpose.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
really being as profitable as you could have been.
I'm 50. I'm going to be 51. I'm 50 now. I think it's been a, you know, I don't ever think that I think it's a continual. Like, I'll never be as good as I want to be.
Sure.
And I think as long as I have that feeling, I'll always keep it moving, and that means I'm always growing. I don't ever want to feel like I've reached something that I wanted to reach, because that means I'm flat. That means I'm not moving, and I don't want to feel like that. So that's like, your question's really good, but I don't know how to answer it.
Okay.
Because I feel like I still need to improve.
Well, let me put it this way, because, you know, when I look at your website and we have conversations, and like we were trying to get this interview going, I know you were in the midst of doing things, and you had just landed a big project, and going back to some of these projects that you're working on now, and that you have worked on in the past, you know, multi-million-dollar homes, wealthy people. One of your projects in Malibu that has a vineyard that you showed me, and we were talking about that.
Yes.
I mean,
it's one of my pride and joys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not something that, you know, every contractor can say that they have.
No.
Or somebody can say that I walked up and I landed this. I mean, there has to be something about the person who's going after this. There has to be something about the way that you establish relationships and the way people see you. And so you didn't have those multi-million-dollar properties when you first started.
No.
You started accumulating these, and
started doing.
Look where you're at now.
Was assembling, you know, putting up signs, hanging pictures, digging holes, digging trenches. You know, if I had to dig the trench by myself, I'd dig it by myself. You know, then it worked up to small bathrooms, then small kitchens. Then it became remodels. Then it became ground ups. You know,
and this is all happening in Malibu and Crystal Palisades. Or you started off somewhere else before?
Well, yeah. I mean,
because you were doing it in Colorado too.
I was doing it in Colorado. Most of my life has been in California, so most of it is in California. But my real story about me, I think, of that drive that fire that finally got triggered, was this 10-year, the last 10 years, where I was just fed up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to do something different. This ain't working. These kitchens, these bathrooms, these little small jobs, they're not cutting it for me.
Right.
So even in Colorado, I had, you know, in Summit County, Breckenridge, Colorado, is a ski resort. It's a high-end ski resort. Okay. So I had high-end clients there. I was dating a multimillionaire. She had real estate. So instantly, wherever I went, I was always attracted to that. I was drawn to wealth. And that's who I want to be. I want to be a wealthy person. I want to have financial freedom. I want to emulate those people. I don't want those people telling me what to do. I want to emulate them. I want to see their steps, and I want to walk in those steps.
Nice.
And I think that's where the message is, I think, for everyone today, is who do you emulate? Who do you want to be? And how are you going to get there? You know,
but it's important to put yourself in those positions so that you can be able to capitalize on these opportunities, correct?
Yeah.
But you also have to have something to offer when you're there.
Yeah.
You just can't be a guy who's there, right?
You got to have a service, yeah.
Okay, okay.
You got to provide the service.
And for you had that trade. You had that craftsmanship of being able to do remodels and be able to build amazing cabinetry and closets.
And my workers, I owe it.
Yeah.
I owe it to my crew. My crew, the people around me are amazing. You know, from all aspects, from my workers to my clients. So it starts with the family that I have, which is my workers. They're my family. We sit around, we cook tortillas and at lunchtime, and I'm telling you, it's that it starts there. So, and they believe in me. And so when they see the loyalty, the homeowners see the loyalty that my workers have to me, they believe in me more. They're like, oh my God, these guys respect him. because he respects them, you know, and I think that's where the success came from, was the people that were people nice. Around me.
Nice.
I must have attracted them because they knew I wanted more, and I knew they wanted more. Mm-hmm. And we're like, how are we gonna better ourselves? You know, me on my level, and them on nice. Their level.
Nice.
You know?
Do you find yourself getting a lot of referrals through your work, through like the clients, and they refer you to some of their friends, family, associates?
Yes, I rely on referrals. Malibu, there's some real estate companies in Malibu that I work with, and they are my primary source of referrals. You know, referrals don't come every day, every night. You still, you know, just because you finished one job doesn't mean the next person's in line waiting, and these jobs it's a process, it takes time. So referrals are something I rely on, but also cold knocking and walking up to projects and going to these mixers and meeting new people and pitching my company is important. It's
networking.
It's networking, but also, you know, the networking is important to me because it allows me to express myself. It allows me to show myself from scratch, instead of going, oh, well, I know this guy's done a great job, you know, we're going to hire him. And that doesn't necessarily align.
Sure.
Just because you referred me to a friend and you liked me doesn't mean your friend's going to like me.
Sure.
Doesn't mean we're going to align, you know. So it's who am I going to align with next? And where am I as far as energy levels go, and what am I attracting? I'm not chasing people. I don't want to do that anymore. I used to chase. Sure. Now it's like, how am I going to attract that? Who do I have to become to attract the next person in my life?
What's the answer?
Who do I have to become?
Yes.
I have to become aligned with the universe, with good energy, positivity. I got to be aligned with my body, my spirit. And, you know, it's vibration. That's a good question. You know, it's my community. It starts in the gym. If you can't smile at somebody in the gym, how are you going to smile at a client? If you can't shake hands in the gym as a raw person going in, just as a member of the community, it starts there.
Okay.
You know, it starts in the morning. What did you tell yourself in the morning before you got out of the house? Were you sitting there kicking yourself in the head? Or were you picking yourself up? It takes me an hour to shake off negative self-talk in the morning. And people are like, no, I don't believe you. I said, listen, dog, I inherently wake up negative in the morning. And they're like, I don't believe you. You come in here every day and you're lit up and people can't even smile as big as you.
That's a big statement, because, you know, for you to be able to even admit that and to know that about yourself and to work on that, that's where the game starts to change. Not being in denial about what you need to do to improve self. And one of the greatest things is to know thyself, you know, and to know that about yourself and know how you are improving that and what you need to do to improve that, and knowing that it's there every day. That's really, really big, because, you know, you're not the only one who deals with that. You know, we're people, you know, we're all connected, in my opinion. You know, we share some of the same things in life.
Sure.
Some of the same hurdles, some of the same challenges. And one of the biggest ones is the mental challenge of being positive, knowing how to be able to transfer that negative self-talk into something positive, and getting an outcome that will be conducive to a great outcome for you, the people you meet, and for overall the greater good. So, and you have your tools, you know, and the things that you're doing, which is really cool. So, you know,
I had to stop lying to myself. It's funny because there's a fine line between being delusional about what you really want.
Wait a minute, say that again. That's really big. I like that. You had to stop lying to yourself.
I had to stop lying to myself. Like, man, I sucked at being me. And they're like, what does that mean? I'm like, you suck at being you. Well, they're like, what does that mean exactly? I said, dog, you lie to yourself every day. I said that first. I had to say that to myself before I could say that to somebody else. I was like, dog, you don't even listen to you. You don't do what you say you're going to do. You say, I'm not going to eat those Twinkies and those donuts, but then there you are. I'm not going to go out.
That kid shows up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go drink, but then there you go again. So you didn't hold your word to yourself. And I didn't hold, when I say I lied to myself, I didn't hold my word to myself. Okay, so I told myself I wasn't going to drink. I told myself I wasn't going to have that double scoop of ice cream. But then there again, you know, it was all over my shirt. And I looked at myself in the shirt, like on my shirt, I'm like, dog, you're lying to yourself, man. Stop lying to yourself and do what you say you're going to do. And it started with those damn workouts. 3:30 a.m. I get up every morning. This started about 3 years ago. 3:30 a.m. I said, you know what? I'm going to wake up, shake off all that negative self-talk, get something nutritious in my body, get in that gym, and become the best version of.
So it's a way of life now.
It's the routine. You know, the routine is kind of what the discipline, discipline. I lack discipline. I've lacked it my whole life. You know, I've lacked it my whole life. So working on the discipline, don't lie to yourself. Because if you lie to yourself, you're lying, you're bullshitting yourself. You're going to bullshit everybody else.
It's kind of like a dog chasing his tail.
And they see through it. People see right through it.
Yeah.
They look at you and they go, you're like, you got a teleprompter right on your head. You know, I could look at people like a teleprompter. I could look at you and go, this dog ain't right, man. He ain't listening to himself.
Right.
Or I can look at someone like you and go, this guy, you know, he's obviously doing something right. He looks slim, he's slender, he's athletic, stealth mode, looks laser sharp focus. That's an individual I want to be like. It
didn't come overnight. Story similar to yours. It's something that I had to establish. I had to get myself in a position of routine. Stop lying to yourself. You know, on one of my episodes, I speak about how I do a calorie deficit before the holidays. I don't eat as much because I know the fat kid in me. I know myself. He's gonna eat every plate. He's gonna load it up. Love food.
Sure.
He's going to eat all the sweets. Love sweets. So I know how to make it work, so that I don't fall off of my square and just diminish everything that I have established. The lean muscle, the programming, and the routine of getting up every morning. I do 3 on, 1 off. So it's when you see me at the gym, I'm doing 3 on, 1 off. 3 on,
3 days
1
off.
off. 3 days on, 1 day off. 3 days on, 1 day off. And I established that routine because at first I was going, you know, probably 2 days, 1 day on, and I'm not seeing what I really need to see. So it resonates with me well, the routine.
Right.
You know, so
you found what works for you.
You have to find out what works for you. So and it shows, like you said, and people can see.
It shows.
And you can see too. You know, when you look in the mirror don't lie. I tell people all the time, the mirror don't lie. You can dress it up how you want to dress it up. But when you disrobe and you look in that mirror and you see yourself, that's not a lie. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And you have to face that every morning.
And I know one of the guidelines on here is to be respectful, but to be honest with you, you got to look at yourself and you got to go, do I want that man with tits walking in the door every day?
Right.
Like, I literally look like a gummy bear.
Right.
I had to disrespect that fool and go, you know what? You're not walking in this door one more day.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Right.
You know, you got tits, homeboy. You got to get rid of them. And I did.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and I think that's what it took. And nobody's willing to sit down and have that conversation with themselves and go, and disrespect that person they don't want. You know what I mean? And get rid of them. Don't let that individual back in the door ever again. And it's a constant thing. Like, I can't say, I'm there, I slam dunked it.
No.
Y'all look at me.
Not
No
at all.
way.
Not
No
at all.
way.
Not at all. It's continuous work. You know. Yeah, you look at some of like the. I was talking to one guy in the gym. He's really, really built, young guy. You've probably seen him around. He's I think he competes every now and then too. He's like a darker guy. He stays to himself. A really dark-skinned brother. He stays to himself a lot.
No, there's a lot of amazing athletes come in there.
Well, this guy, I had a conversation with him, and I was talking to him, and I was like, some of the things that he was doing as far as the workout that he was doing. I like what he was doing for his arm, and we just started talking about that. And he said,
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he said, I just come here now and I just do maintenance now. I've already built it up. I'm where I need to be, and it's all about now just for me maintenance. I just do the maintenance, and it touches on what you were saying too. Not what I want for myself, what you want for yourself, and being in a position where you are at and moving forward. There's the workout. If you want to develop something different, then you can dive into that area. But for the most part, you're doing the maintenance.
Yeah, that's the honesty in the gym. It's you look to your right and you go, I don't want to look like that dude. And then you look to your left and you go, look at that guy.
Right. But you got to commend the guy that's in there.
You got to commend the guy
because
that's in there.
Even though he doesn't
I was
look
that guy.
Way. Right, exactly.
I was the guy I didn't want to look like.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
I want to look like the guy that I want to look like.
Right.
And so we need both.
Yeah.
And the gym's the only place in the world that you can go to and it doesn't lie to you.
Right.
It doesn't lie to you.
Right. And it has its benefits too, you know, as us being older gentlemen and as we get older, I find that it's so important to really take care of yourself. It's health is truly wealth. You can't you can't have it just doesn't make sense to me. You can. So I'm gonna reword this. You can have, all the money that you want and the lifestyle that you want and be unhealthy, but it just doesn't add up to me. It doesn't make sense. It's not like 2 + 2 = 4 to me. That's like 2 + 1 and you're trying to make it 7. It just doesn't add up to me. So as we get older, we're going to deteriorate, and as we deteriorate, that can be rapid or we can slow that process down. Part of it is working out and eating healthy.
You touched on something really, really, really important to me.
Yeah.
Goes back to the wealth and the people that I respect and value. I work for very, very wealthy people, and they don't respect their bodies.
You see that?
They don't respect their bodies.
Okay.
I don't. Give me all the money in the world, but I want a physique that looks healthy and well maintained. So just because you're wealthy doesn't mean you're healthy, doesn't mean you're happy. So it's not all about money, but it is about wealth. Wealth is more than just money. Everybody thinks it's money associated. Nah, it's not really money associated.
It's deeper than that.
It's much deeper than that. And so now there are wealthy guys that I work for, and I'm like, wow. Stellar. I mean, super stellar. Not only is he wealthy, he's fit, his wife looks beautiful.
Well, he understands. They understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole package, the 360, they understand.
They understand.
Yeah.
The wife is healthy, the husband's healthy, the kids, okay, maybe 1 or 2 of them aren't, but most of them are.
Well, they got time.
There's always, there's always,
Yeah.
And nobody's perfect, no family's perfect, and I walk into these family dynamics all the time. But that's what's most important. I want to be able to go to the gym the rest of my life. I want to be able to maintain a physique that's not a bodybuilder, but also not fat and supple like I was.
Sure.
25,
We're finding
30%.
that happy medium, what works for you, but getting it in. And, that's what I live by, I'm not trying to go in the gym and get, 26 arms and a barrel chest.
As bad as we want it.
No, I don't even want it. To be honest with you, that's just not me. It doesn't. It doesn't fit me. I'm happy with what I've built and maintaining what I've built as far as with my physique. And when I go in, I do my routines and I work out. I change it up so that it's never one of those things where it's boring, it's dull to me, and if I feel that way about it, I'm just gonna, change it up because I enjoy doing it. I know how important it is for, my life expectancy here. I want to live a long time, very, very long time, and I want to be healthy while I'm doing it. you know.
Right.
But
what do they say? Muscle is the organ of longevity.
I never heard
I
that.
believe
One.
that.
That's
I
that's
really
good.
believe
That's,
it.
Yeah. But putting it into to a thought right now, just listening to it, it makes so much sense because it is. You know, there's been times when I've had injuries and I went to the doctor and I tore my knee up bad because I used to play basketball, and I tore my knee up bad, and I went to this doctor to see about what I needed to do to, you know, get some help, some care for it, and some and to get some physical therapy. And the one thing he said was, you got to build muscle up around it. The muscle is what's going to be able to protect the injury, not only protect the injury, but it's also going to help you to be able to recover. You got to build muscle up around it. So you're right, muscle is so true.
Is the organ of longevity. I'm learning this the hard way.
It definitely is.
You know, I've always wanted to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was my idol.
Really?
Between Bruce Lee and Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think I'm somewhere in between those two dogs right now.
Yeah. Those guys they put in a lot of work, man. They dedicated themselves to it, became obsessed with what they were doing. You've seen that Pump and Iron, right? I mean, that's old footage, that's an old film with him and his crew back when he was working on, when he was looking amazing, man. These guys.
And still till today, I love walking Venice Beach and going to Muscle Beach.
Yeah, Muscle Beach.
I love walking the boardwalk.
Yeah.
I love being in Venice Beach.
Yeah.
You know, it continually inspires me. That community, the community of people, that's I resonate the most when I'm with people.
Nice.
You know, I love being in the streets, especially the streets of Santa Monica, Venice Beach especially.
Yeah, it's definitely a vibe, man. It's a vibrant and happy place, and it's been like that for years, man.
You find all kinds of kinds over
there. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All kinds of kinds.
That's so true. It's a melting pot for life, you know. Personalities and character. Yeah, right. Yeah. One of your proudest moments with Prosource Builders, you have one that you can share with us. One of the proudest moments over this 10-year span of the business for Prosource Builders, one of the most proudest moments.
I think it was the award winning best business. I think winning best business, even though it was a small scale award.
Sure.
The award gave me the confidence I needed.
Okay.
To really be who I wanted to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Even though it was just a small reward from a small scale company, I needed it. It was big for me. Sure. It meant a lot to me. I posted it. I showed it. I bragged about it.
Nice.
I won best business. I won best business. You know, and I think it was significant. It was a turning point. I needed it. Even though it was a small win, it was big to me.
What year was that?
If I'm not mistaken, it was 2019.
2019. Okay.
2019.
Okay.
I think I won best business on Thumbtack. Yeah.
And you've accumulated some business based on that accolade, that accomplishment, that achievement, that award.
Yes. Actually, one of the high-end clients that I work for now came through Thumbtack because basically these wealthy people have assistants. And so they had their assistant reach out and they needed some cabinets built. Lo and behold, these people were very well-known people. I didn't know them when I first started working for them. It was a very funny story. The neighbor was like, "Oh, do you know who these people are?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't. I don't." And they're like, "Oh, they wrote so-and-so." And I'm like, and then like, I went and got the video the next day, and I was like, "Could you guys please sign this?" I didn't even know whose house I was in.
But they were cool with it, huh?
Oh yeah, they were like, "Oh, Sherlock finally got it."
Yeah, because sometimes those, a lot of the celebrities and people that are in, they're kind of like, they're kind of like standoffish on giving out autographs because they don't know what you're going to do with it.
Yeah, and like today, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be in a celebrity's house, and I always knew he was a celebrity, and I always saw him around town. And I was like, "Hey, can I get a photo with you?" And he's like, "Sure, come over here, little peasant. Come on over here." And he shot me a photo, and then I saw him. They were shooting on a house next door to where I was working, and they were like, "Hey, could you guys keep it down a little bit? We're about to shoot." And I'm like, okay, well, little did you know that so are these people, and they're dealing with China, and so they're way ahead of us, and they got to get on a call, and so we all have to leave anyway. I'm like, not only are we going to leave, we'll give you guys all the parking spots that we have. He's like, oh, really? You'll do that? He's like, here's my business card. Gives me his business card. Right. We all leave, jam out, and then I see him the following, like, I think a few years. Sorry, I saw him like a few years later. I'm like, hey, remember me? And he's like, oh yeah, man. Like, give me your number again. And so we connected on at the restaurant that I saw him at. We connected, and he's like, I got a job for you. And I'm like, oh, great, finally, man. It only took you 5 years to finally call me.
Patience is a virtue, though, right?
It was, and that was part of my tenure. One of the significant things happened in the last 10 years, and he finally gave me a chance. And I was like, yes. And like, yes. So maybe when you say which one of these, maybe that was it.
Sounds to me like you got a few of them that just, as we talk about it, they're starting to surface.
I scored some amazing people in my life, and again, these writers and these celebrities and stuff like that. They're not like super high end, but they're people, man. They're big people. Cruise ship owners, tech guys, celebrities, writers.
Nice.
Man, I love you guys. And why do you think I post those videos on my Instagram? Is that thank you guys so much for the business. Thank you guys for the opportunity. I can't thank you guys enough. I do it so much, and people see me in the gym with my teeth out and I'm roaring and I'm like trying to get my grind out. I'm trying to cut all that negativity out. And then when they see me at their house, they're like, oh my God, who are you, dog? Right. Like, you're a whole different person when you're at somebody's house. And when you're in the gym, you're just like, yar.
Well,
like,
you're doing business now. There's different guys, There's a business guy. There's
and the guy who's squatting 225 with his teeth out.
I'm a firm believer we have different characters and personalities for different situations and scenarios that are befitting. Okay, so recently we've had these big fires here in the Pacific Palisades, Malibu, the Eden fires over in Pasadena, and it's affected a lot of people. It's displaced a lot of people.
Absolutely.
You as a contractor, you've seen it. A lot of your clients are in that area. How has that affected your business, and what has it done to some of the families and the people who have been affected by these fires? Because I'm quite sure you've had conversation with some of these people, and probably even
directly. I am directly impacted by the fires. My entire campaign caught on fire.
Oh wow!
My workers and myself, including the night of the fires, were trapped. Some of them were trapped up in the highlands of Palisades. Okay. My workers were there that night. I was on the other end, more on the other end of Malibu, and the fire literally was flaming in the valley of the mountains, coming up towards the area that I was in Malibu, and we literally left on the drop of a hat, going, "No, it's never going to catch up to us. Never going to catch up." These 100-mile-an-hour winds and fire caught up to us so quickly that we had to evacuate. It was the scariest thing I've ever experienced in my. I literally saw death the night of the fire because I had to escape the job site that I thought in a million years it would never catch up to us. We see it down there. We've heard it on the news. People call me, "James, are you safe? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, what are you guys talking about?" So my workers were directly, my shop was directly, they were doing an install, and they were trapped in that section of the highlands where all the cars were, people left their cars behind and all that, and the bulldozer had to clear a path so that my workers could make it home. It was scary. It was scary. And since the fires, I've done nothing but counsel myself.
Okay.
I've had to take out loans.
Okay.
I mean, it nearly bankrupted me. It nearly bankrupted me.
Okay. Is it because of the fires burned down a lot of the homes that you were working on? You didn't have anything to work on.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the clients were still going through this process of loss. rebuild, trying to figure out where they're going to go, what they're going to do.
And we were all confiding in each other. We were going, like, it's first, I was like one of the first people to get the contractor pass. The only way I could get a contractor pass was to be able to tell the sheriff's department. I had to go down to the sheriff's department, had to fill out these forms, and the homeowners of the properties had to email the sheriff's department with their IDs and their addresses verifying that I was the qualified licensed contractor.
Yeah, because there was a lot of scandal going on.
There was a lot of scandal going on.
A lot of fraud happening.
And it was devastating. It was devastating for me, for my tools to be trapped, my equipment to be trapped on these people's homes, whose homes have, some of them were affected by smoke damage. Some of them have completely burned to a crisp. Projects that I was dreaming about building as a kid, which one of my projects was right on the sand, right on PCH. It took them over 12 years to get the permit through Coastal Commission. We finally rebuilt the house, and they weren't in there but 6 months, and it burned down.
Wow.
And so the psychological impact it's had on me since January, since the fires, and my client, forget about me alone, but my clients, they were like, what are we going to do? So the ones that their homes completely burned down, all I can do is help them for in the future. But the ones that, like the smoke damage, I am fighting tooth and nail with the California Fair Plan.
Right now,
right as of this moment. Like the last check came in like Friday for my clients. Tooth and nail fighting with the California Fair Plan to pay them their actual, what they call ACV, actual cash value. Like, this is the cost. This is the boots on the ground cost to put these people's lives back together.
This is good because we're getting it firsthand on some of the aftermath of the fire. And I'm quite sure a lot of people that are going to watch this are going to be able to pick up on this and be able to have a lot of answers, questions answered that they may have had about what's happening now after the fire. So you're talking about the check that's coming from California. How does that play into insurance, the insurance companies paying these people out who have lost their properties? Does that tie in, or is that something separate?
Well, one of the cases that I'm working on, they completely denied their case. And
the insurance company did?
The insurance company, California Fair Plan, denied them, and they did it unlawfully. Okay, and so we had to get Max, which is the material analysis company, to come in there and verify that there was ash, soot, and lead that entered the home. And not only that, these people had to leave, so they left their HVAC systems on, so the smoke entered all through the HVAC. This is
causing more damage.
Yeah. And so they come in there and they see, oh, there's a little bit of ash and some soot around the thing, and they're like, oh, claim denied. So it's been my responsibility to collect all this data, stand in line, again, in a community where you have to basically show, your ID and all these credentials in order to be able to get in these areas, to be able to verify what kind of damage is caused.
And that's still happening now?
Still happening, now. Trying to get the California Fair Plan, who's probably a bankrupt entity, to pay people what they deserve, is a big challenge. I don't think everybody's getting what they deserve, and there's not enough money, there's not enough funding for it. So I have a structure where I have monthly calls, weekly calls, to make sure the case is moving along. So I keep it moving in that regard as well. These people are displaced. They have to live somewhere else. All of their, contents are still in their home. We're not sure, everybody's kind of like trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together still. They're not sure when are we going to get paid? When is, the project going to get done? When is, all these unknown things pop up from day to day when you deal with insurance companies. They're not easy to deal with. Now, have they been settling? Yes, they've been settling. They've been writing checks. They've been doing a lot better. But these people are in a lot of pain. They're in a lot of pain. They don't know what to do. I don't know exactly what to do other than show up. I show up for them and I do my best and I make the calls and I'm consistent. And it's the same consistency that I use in the gym. Mm-hmm. It's that same dude that shows up, that's got to get rid of the negative self-talk, that's got to show up for these people. Mm-hmm. It's that same guy, you know? And if that guy didn't show up for himself, which is me showing up for me every day, I would never be able to show up for these people who are in utter duress, you know?
Right. Well, you know, at the end of the day, James, I firmly believe you're living your purpose, man. You know, things happen for a reason. I don't believe in things happening by chance, coincidence. Things happen for a reason. And sometimes we don't see the greatness that is being developed when things are happening like this for self and for the bigger picture.
Sure.
And to go from the guy who was living an unhealthy, unclean life to now having a routine in the gym and applying that to yourself and seeing the improvements and seeing the benefits and reaping the benefits of that and transferring that over into your business and applying that to your business and how it's helping displaced people, such as the people who have went through the loss and the casualty of the Malibu and the Pacific Palisades fires. You know, that's a great testament to now you're living your purpose. So when you wake up in the morning, I'm just saying, and you questioning things and you're negative and this and that, you got a purpose, man. You've got a purpose.
I live with purpose.
Yeah, man.
I live with purpose. I know that this is my calling.
Sure.
Okay.
It's interesting you say that because you'll feel it. You'll know what your calling and your purpose is. You know, and it's just, it's a feeling inside because I truly believe I'm living mine now too. But go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but do you wake up? Do I wake up doubtful? Do I sometimes go, you know, I saw this other contractor down the street. Man, this guy's really got it together. But does he really? Or am I just making things up in my head?
Yeah.
You know, I wish I was.
Because you don't really
guy.
know his story.
Yeah, I don't know his story.
Right.
But
you know what you see.
I know what I see.
But you don't know his story.
And I compare myself and I go, I wish I was that contractor. You know, until I step foot on his job and I hear the stories about who he is and how he's done and screwed the job up. But on the hindsight, you know, looking from the outside in, you're going, wow, look at the structure this guy's got. Look at all this and this and that. And you go and I go pitch my services. Look, I got two different divisions, right? I have the construction side and I have the cabinetry side. So I need other general contractors in my life for the cabinetry side because the cabinetry has a lot more production. We have to produce a lot more. Now the construction side, not so much. That's word of mouth and my own networking. But I meet other contractors that I used to go, man, I want to be like them. And then I go to their job sites and I pitch my company and I go, and I hear the buzz around the town and these guys are like, not so good. They're not as structured as they look. They don't deliver. So I think, you know, it's difficult because you like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do I really want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger? This is a good example. You know, do I want all his heart problems? Do I want all this history? No, but I want those big muscles. You know, I want this big equipment. Do I really want that big equipment?
Sure.
Or do I want to stay humble? And do I want to still fulfill this purpose on a level that I know I can do? You know, and
one, you can be consistent. You can maintain. And that you can be reliable in.
Reliable.
And you can get the, like you said, the fulfillment, and you know that you are fulfilling your purpose. Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know, I don't want to over-promise. That's where you said, why, James, why is it that people have such falling outs? Because they overpromise. And it's very easy as a contractor to overpromise. It's very easy. I could say, you know, I could say I could do things, but guess who I rely on?
Yeah.
I rely on the chain of command.
Sure.
If I don't have the people to do what I promised you, it's not going to work out so well, is it?
No, not at all, not at all, not at all. James, this has been a blast, man. I mean, I know for a fact we can sit here and we could talk for hours on top of hours on top of hours. I got to hit you with a few fun facts.
Sure.
So, and then, we'll wrap this up and get out of here, man. Just a few things. What's the favorite structure you've ever built?
I think it was the job on the sand. I've always dreamt I wanted to do a project that was right on the sand, right on PCH in Malibu.
Okay.
That not only involved some of the oldest engineers that were known to Malibu, unbeknownst to me. I didn't know at the time that he was one of the best. Dave Wise was one of the best engineers in Malibu. I had the opportunity to work with him. It was such an amazing project. We tore it down to its bones and we put it back together as best as we could to its original kind of condition.
Nice.
That was my favorite job.
That was one of your favorite jobs.
I took pictures on the sand every morning. I had this ritual where I would pray to the sun coming up. I'd work so many hours to the sun going down. That's how much time I spent on that job. Right. It was one of the most fulfilling jobs I ever got to work on in my life.
Nice.
Yeah, on the beach, on the sand, 2-story, with a seawall, on PCH, on the ocean. It was amazing.
Sounds like a dream.
Amazing.
To me.
It was.
Sounds like a dream.
It was a dream. If I didn't have the pictures, I would have thought it was a dream.
Nice. So, one thing that clients are always surprised about you.
I think authenticity. They're like, this guy is real. He speaks what's on his mind. He says what's on his mind. And I think people are shocked by that I show character. I show my personal kind of attributes. I talk about my personal development a lot, and that personal development I think kind of reflects. So I think that's what people are kind of sold on.
Nice.
Is my personality, is they like that I'm authentic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You shining for them.
I try to. I try to. You know, I
and they see the light.
Yeah,
they see
I try
it.
to bring it. You know, I try to make the best of things, and I try to show appreciation.
Sure. You know,
one
of your wildest renovations. Something that's just unorthodox, crazy. You just like took a step back and said, "What?"
No, it was this. Honestly,
one of the wildest, one of the craziest things that a customer could ever think of that they ever wanted you to do for them. I'll put it that way.
It was this. It was the job on the sand.
The one on the sand?
Because we just got done gutting the house, which was basically stripping out all the doors and windows and walls and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then we got those nasty storms. Vonn, I saw a wave developing about, I want to say, let's say 30 feet out. By the time that wave developed, it crashed inside of the house on us. Okay, so the wave broke inside the house, through the house. Okay, and we're scrambling to get all of our equipment up towards PCH, and the house is roaring. These waves are lining up for days and just crashing. And I called the big bosses and I'm like, listen, we have got to get gravel bags out here, stabilize this house, and line PCH up with slurry trucks to stabilize this home. And that was probably the most incredible construction experience I've ever had. Now, I've built, I've supervised and built millions of square feet. One of the buildings that I've built was 989,000 square feet. It was a commercial concrete tilt building.
That's big.
Okay, it was a big project. The rush I got out of this little home that was like a $2.5 million remodel on the sand, I never got from any of those projects. And those projects, the commercial projects that I worked on, the 1 million square foot commercial tilt-up building, was fun. It was massive. It was large scale, big heavy equipment. I love playing in the dirt and the heavy equipment and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the what do you want to call it? The intensity and the reward that I got from working on the beach house in Malibu on the sand, with those waves crashing in, with that sun coming up, with those, I could see the sea lions and the dolphins every day, hands down.
Once again, like I say, it sounds like a dream. It's something you can wake up to, and you can have a conversation with somebody and tell them this was my dream.
I vibrate just talking about it. I elevate just talking about it.
Well, let me ask you, so what can people find you, man? What is something that you've got going now, and where can they find you?
So my Instagram page is my best way to kind of DM me, get a hold of me.
What's that? What's the handle on that?
James at Prosource Builders, Prosource Builders Inc.
Okay.
So it's Prosource Builders Inc., but my website is www.prosourcebuildersinc.com. Yeah.
Okay.
So Instagram or my website.
Okay.
They can always DM me. We can get in touch with one another.
Sure.
I love to hear people's comments and feedbacks, and
sure.
I'm
they're gonna be talking.
Yeah,
they're gonna be talking on this episode. They're gonna be talking. So
thank you. Thank you.
we look forward to it. That's what we do here. We look forward to the feedback, the comments, the likes, the subscriptions. This is the comments and the shares, and the feedback is how we grow. So I always say that we warrant that. We look forward to that, so that we can bring content that is something that people want to see, something that people want to hear, because it also will be on the Apple Podcasts, as in the streaming podcasts, such as the Spotify's and the iHeart. So they'll get an audio of it as well. James,
looking forward to it. It's amazing.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm glad I was able to have you. I know we've been trying to do it. You got a busy schedule, and you making it happen. So I appreciate you coming by and giving me this opportunity. And I know we'll do it again.
Absolutely.
We'll do it again down the
I'm
road.
Looking forward to it.
And so am I. But on that note, like I say, thank you for coming by, and we're gonna get out of here. And we thank you guys for tuning in and listening. Like I said earlier, you can hit the button below for likes, comments, shares, any feedback. We look forward to it. We warrant that. That's how we grow. As well as you'll be able to find his links on how to be able to get in touch with James. If you're looking for someone to give you some special elite services in the construction area, James is the go-to guy.
We're here for you.
Until next time, this is Keep It Moving. And we out of here.
Love, love.